Oh, February 24th, 3:12 p.m. Radical Law Offices. Oh no! I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said about your hair.
No one disses my hair.
Your hair is a drastic crime. Requires drastic measures.
No! My iconic pointy hair!
That's just the way it is. Now you're bald. We did what we had to in order for him to get bald and the verdict deserved.
The defendant is charged with murder of spiky hair.
Guilty as charged.
I didn't know. I never knew that you were bald. I mean, the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings.
Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me.
Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me.
What do you mean, what happened to you?
I became a scientist. It's all in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence.
Oh, I guess that's a picture of him you just showed me.
I always keep it just to know.
But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma?
I'm behind it all. On the night prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me.
What? He tried to kill you?
He was too weak.
I destroyed him.
Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me.
So that means you...
Yeah, got good, scrub.
Joe Dark, more like Joe Mama.
Yo! I mean, I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial and all.
I didn't see that one coming.
Let's talk about it after we look at the dang plant.
His plant, Charlie. I've been taking care of him in Maya's absence.
Who's Maya?
Nobody.
He looks a little yellow today.
Oh, I watered him just now. I mixed it a lot, too.
Wait, he's yellow. Mixed him. What?
Luminol. Of course.
Oh, thank goodness.
Why, my very own scientific additive. Well, Charlie, do you like it?
I told you, he's turning yellow.
Call me. Now we could talk about it.
Did you pee in my plant?
No, I gotta go. I have dark past or something. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about the time of the year 2. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once we finished her work. Then, suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office.
Joe Mama. I mean, Joe Dark.
I'm here to kill everybody who dares desecrate my name. My mama was a saint.
He just walked in, he's like, it's Joe. And they're like, Joe Mama.
That's
They
it, I'm
took
killing
every
everyone in here. It seems like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me.
Oh. Like that.
I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. See this photo?
Jake Marshall's brother.
Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then,
What happened?
Normal type moves aren't very effective against Joe Dark type moves. I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out suddenly. A bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned in permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. It burns.
A permanent picture?
Yeah, but let's talk about what I did after. I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall.
So you weren't able to testify about that?
No, but I sure did try. I was only asked about when I was attacked or something. They must be why Lana, why she made up the crime.
Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence?
Boogers, yeah. The prosecutor's office wanted the guilty verdict so badly, Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it like the tool he is.
Edgeworth?
Yeah? I mean, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it, probably.
Who's Edgeworth?
I thought...
Nobody.
Oh, we're forgetting a lot of stuff. Charlie, are you okay?
Are you Edgeworth?
He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. I mean, it's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened.
So it's true, even though he may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence.
He didn't stop them. After the case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today.
She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma.
Let's talk about
Let's talk about your trauma.
Of course.
What did you see in the instant that crime occurred?
Let me paint it for you. It's like this. Look at his head. He looks like an onion.
Wow, that's so lifelike. How did you do this?
I was permanently burned into my retina. Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife.
Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. And she drew a picture of it.
I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently, I passed out. Mama, when I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms.
Poor Emma. You've been through so much.
Why do I have glasses if I don't plan to wear them? That's a better question.
Oh,
That's what I've been asking you every day.
I'm
So
sorry,
you think you want to
Lana.
apply the luminol?
I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't very good.
You should have used this one.
These self-depreciating artists, they're all the same.
They draw this amazing crap, and then they're like, it's terrible.
Oh, it's not very good. Look at it, but it's not good.
2 years ago, you must have been 14. That's understandable.
It's 1
You
and
were a
4.
sucky artist back then.
And you're a sucky artist now. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grow up, I'm going to clown college. I mean, scientific investigator, but what's the difference? I wanted to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way Lana would never have to forge any.
I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick.
A battery.
All because she was a bad artist. there's still something that bothers me about that crime.
What's the puzzle?
There's something that's puzzling me, Emma.
What is it?
This jigsaw puzzle.
Oh, that's easy. You just take the stickers off and reapply them when the puzzle's complete.
Holy cow. Alright, well, that solves all of my problems. You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right?
That's right.
Why then would a serial killer come running in there?
Maybe they took his Cocoa Puffs.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. But not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor?
Maybe it's the kids after his Lucky Charms. Oh, there's no mystery there.
It was the Lucky Charms then, alright.
Yep. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day.
Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police?
Of course, this happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. Why he didn't go downstairs, I don't know.
But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office?
Because the detective's office and the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Dummy.
Okay. I'm gonna take that tone with me. Smack!
Oh,
Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she?
no, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force.
What? That's news to me.
You should learn to ask your clients correct questions then, Mr. Phoenix White.
But that's boring. I just want to get out and find evidence and catch the bad guy.
Your luck will run out soon, right, if you don't play properly. After
But then how are we gonna have all these great plot twists later on in the chapter?
A fair point. If they try, it's like, yeah, we already know about that. Yeah, we already know.
You're like, oh, it's totally this guy.
Oh, case closed. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor.
Lana used to be a detective. I better have another talk with her.
Why give her more lines to speak? Let's just keep going, you know?
Yeah.
Who said that?
February 24th, the Detention Center's visitors room. Let's have a talk with you!
Nobody
Lana!
fades back out.
Oh. Well,
She
that was
just goes
fun.
away.
What to next?
Doesn't say a word, leaves.
Lana.
Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble.
No, that's your sister.
Oh,
I mean,
good to hear.
falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type.
Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we?
But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty.
Believe me, I understand the risks.
Lana. Emma told me about you.
Me? Oh?
I broke the MDA.
Yep, we know all about Mario Odyssey too.
Oh.
Shoot. My uncle's gonna get so mad.
Uncle John Nintendo. About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office.
That's right.
Could you fill me in on the details? Especially about that unusual change of jobs?
Mm. I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wrong. Got him.
I was almost excited for a second there.
Look at this
You
badge.
just made fun of me. Now you get to look at my badge in 3D.
Oh no.
So this is what the back of the badge looks like. And I always thought it had a safety pin.
Each badge has a number carved into it. That way you can tell which attorney it belongs to.
You mean you couldn't lend your badge to anyone?
No, I'd be found out right away.
Well, that's no fun.
Oh, don't worry, Lana. We'll get to you in a second. We're just admiring my badge.
I didn't know we could look at it in 3D. I'm a woohoo!
Please take your time. It's the last badge you'll ever have.
Shoot.
That's neat.
Everyone makes their joke about, like, Phoenix shoving the badge in everyone's faces, but, like, when you finally get a chance to look at it, you're like, whoa!
Like, we haven't look at that. Look at that. Yeah.
Maybe this whole time you've been showing them the badge, you've been showing them the back of the badge. It's your first time seeing it yourself.
Hey, check it out. There's a metal plate here.
It looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it.
Wow, one guy's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma. I guess he must be a foreigner.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Dang Americans. Well, wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor. I'd like to meet this Mr. Von Karma sometime.
Yeah, his cell is right over. When she says it, his name does kind of have a ring to it.
Von Karma, Von Karma, Von Karma.
And I'm over it.
What other stuff can we look at? Like this? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa.
Look at it, it's a stabby knife.
This must be the victim's blood, right?
Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple.
Peeing an apple.
Peeing. He cut himself peeing.
That's why they call him Edgeworth.
I guess.
I'd like to talk about it.
The trauma from childhood messed me up, okay? What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this, anyway?
Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it in the wild.
Edgeworth in the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely.
You see him in the grass, just objection, 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 objection.
Objection.
You can't escape me.
He just like pulls a crab off the ground and starts pointing at him. Objection.
Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoor man.
Now there's a scary thought.
No other indicators here. But look at this. Yeah. I'm sure we looked at
It's a
that.
parking stub.
This one
Do
you
you really
can't
still need that?
rotate. I don't know. Look at that.
Here's
rotate
Edgeworth's
this?
knife.
Nope.
And here's Edgeworth's parking stub. And here's
We-
Edgeworth's phone. Here's his car keys.
We have a lot of Edgeworth stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry I'm late to the trial. I couldn't find my phone or my keys or my car or my knife or my...
I had this apple, I just couldn't peel it. Didn't have a knife.
Look at that. That's cute. That reads it. I don't want to read it. That's neat. Anyway, let's talk. I forgot you were here.
She's just like standing there watching Phoenix go through his crap.
Just rotating pins, just like, whoa.
Is
Whoa.
this one of your
Wait,
famous
look at the
jokes?
underside. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago.
Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be.
That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you would always stick to the truth.
It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul.
Well, all the drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department.
Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said, remember? About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife?
I only remember the stabbing part.
What? No, I said not to. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us?
Emma, this doesn't involve just me.
What about the guy you stabbed?
I guess. Yeah.
That's what I was getting at. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before.
Yeah, she usually rotates to the left.
That's not true. It's true, I'm sorry.
It is true.
I was a member of the police force 2 years ago.
She was amazing. Look at that picture I drew. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together.
Chief Gant?
He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant, he was everything I aspired to be. The way he stares at people.
Eyes closed.
Just that.
They were the best team ever. They solved crimes and the reports could even be filed.
Emma really idolizes her big sister.
I pray to it every night.
Wait, what? But now you're chief prosecutor and the deity that your sister worships. What happened?
I always planned on becoming a prosecutor and a deity. The reason I became detective was...
to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you could use that experience in court, right? I'm a good subject.
Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office.
Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago.
Okay.
Oh, bye!
No, wait! 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark.
Second in command? That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right?
Yes, Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations.
They even had the same office.
We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho.
Gun-ho.
He is a gun-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer.
Yes.
We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. My voice.
I took a picture.
Wait a minute. What's going on here?
He's still out there.
When he tried to murder Emma.
Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from the dark.
You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me.
Murderer!
Yes!
Now you tell us that you're a murderer.
I still don't know why you're defending me, but okay.
That's a fair point.
You keep making it harder.
Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Gant, Chief, and myself.
Gant Chief.
Ooh-ah.
Guess where he found me?
So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana?
It appears so. I was filling some
Thank you.
papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark.
Get a room.
It was my room.
I'll just leave you two alone.
When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood.
3 bodies. Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out.
And Charlie.
That's 4.
He wasn't passed out.
And the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious.
What did you do?
Killed a man. To be honest, I panicked. I scowled at my sister. Dummy.
How could you get knocked out like that?
I will bite your neck. No. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her.
Can't blame her. After all her sister must have gone through. Wink.
Huh?
Nudge, nudge. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest.
Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident?
That's right. Quite a coincidence,
I don't buy it.
What are you saying? You can't disgrace my god like that.
I'm gonna kill you! There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance.
But that case was solved 2 years ago.
At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved.
Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely.
He used to be a spaceman.
It's a shame.
I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark.
Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories.
Yeah, but a life ends at the start of a case.
Maybe.
That's what.
That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right?
Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself. The chief's office.
Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office. The site of the final SL9 murder.
Okay. Bye.
If you want. I don't know. You don't have to.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Oh, we'll never hear that voice again. Let's go to the underground parking lot.
No one's here today. Not even Miss Star.
Wah, wah.
Nobody.
No characters for you to voice.
Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are.
But we proved in court today that on the day of the crime...
No one believes you, right?
Fine. You be the defense attorney then.
Easy.
He just puts his badge on her jacket and walks away. No one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15.
Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case.
But instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty.
Hang in there, Lana. I really screwed up by choosing Phoenix Wright.
It was just weird because I thought there was like this graphic of like these two guys stabbing someone in separate buildings. I guess it wasn't real. Like, is any of this for real or not? Anyway, I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow.
Oh boy. Let's go visit our friend.
Hey, we're in Edgeworth. Just kidding, we might get you some voice lines.
Nobody.
Mr. Edgeworth isn't here.
Good.
Oh.
Maybe he's being questioned by an inquiry committee. He took a real beating in court today.
Nice.
By me, of course.
I can't believe you jumped over the stand and you pulped him up. Yeah, with
Sometimes
Lana
man's gotta
admitting
do
to falsifying evidence 2 years ago.
it. I guess we'll just have to come back later.
I guess so.
I wasn't finished with him.
I want a rematch.
What? The police department? Oh,
Howdy, Bambino.
oh, Mr. Marshall, you know that's not my name.
What? I thought that was your name. I'm so confused.
You were
Never
much
thought
more put together when you were a spaceman.
I'm past that now. I'm an outlaw. I mean, I'm the law. I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Que sera, sera.
What's the name?
What will be, will be.
Okay.
I guess so. I learned something new today. Thank you.
Oh, I guess, yeah, what will be, will be.
What happens, happens.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
That's your Spanish lesson for today.
Yeah.
You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambino? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning.
Billy?
Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. It's a suicide mission.
Oh no!
Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner.
But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it?
Why do prospectors head west?
Why?
Was the case I needed to know the truth about. It was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today.
We got him in the books. Let's get him.
Wait, what do you mean get him? I'm an officer. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, alright. But, in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised.
A question? Like this one?
A question for you. The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. Whoa. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us.
The scars that the SO9 incident left behind, you mean?
Sure, kid. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around.
I think he looks better, honestly.
Well, that's because his face is all clean and shaven. I just need some dang time to shave my face.
It'll never happen, Marshall.
I never get enough time off to shave. I just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together.
How old was your brother?
He was 72 at the time.
Oh, dang. What makes you?
He was 27. I'm joking. That's just a little cowboy joke.
Oh, I don't get it. I'm not a cowboy.
That's only cowboys understand cowboy humor.
Yep.
He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother.
The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as...
That's right. It was the day of the evidence transferal. Wow. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have already gone by. Bygone already. I tried to steal evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently, someone tried to stop you.
Oh, God!
Some floozy cop. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty.
What did they talk about your scar?
He killed Mufasa, you know?
Oh, no. Spoilers.
Oh, sorry if you've not seen The Lion King. It's an old movie. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. I'm pointing at the paper. Miss Starr was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman?
Dad, don't you remember?
He's freaking dead, boy. If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough to not to be too obvious. They...
Who are you talking about?
Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean, Damon Gant. I mean, Lana Sky. I mean, Emma Sky.
What? Not me!
The investigation lead, Damon Gant, and his second in command, Lana Sky. There was no person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. The case was the biggest step in both of their careers. And after that case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor office, right? Yep. Damon Gant was the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Sky was totally different when she was a detective.
Spaceman.
Well, no, I was a spaceman.
Oh.
Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too. About a spaceman.
Tell me, what happened to my sister?
Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner?
Encore.
It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant.
Oh, man. No.
Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you. When you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina.
Gets on his stick horse and starts to gallop away.
Like making the sounds himself.
Get some coconuts to clop.
Gallop, gallop, gallop.
Wow, what a cowboy. It's the police station. We made it inside.
The PlayStation?
2 for the PS2.
Oh,
Did
okay.
someone say my name?
Yeah.
My PlayStation senses are going off the charts. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted.
Yum. That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes.
Nobody. No.
Go ahead.
Who's the chief?
I thought it was the other guy. No, you're right.
I mean, either way, honestly. Oh, you're looking for the others. They're all in the conference room.
Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us.
I'm always talking to you. You're never listening. with the chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do. About Mr. Edgeworth? Not to mention her statement to the media in tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going around than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together and 2020.
Oh, jeez.
Wait, like all of 2020? I think festive is the word usually used for those.
Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office.
Use the connecting hallway to the other building. Take the elevator to the top floor.
Wait, we could just go in? No permission? Okay.
Why not? Who cares? I don't.
Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything.
Hey, you're right! You can't go in there! It's off limits! Give me your chance, numbnuts.
Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office.
No, you can't.
Hey, Mr. Chief, you, GameCube's better than the PS2.
Oh, there's it!
That was a bold move, Emma.
Yeah, it'll keep him preoccupied.
He could get you thrown in jail for that.
Console Crime Act number 2. You going in jail.
Hey, we're in the office, I think. It looks like a church.
It looks like Ganon's lair.
It's the organ he plays.
Whoa, where am I?
In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door.
Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it?
Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Botch, but they misspelled botch a lot. I don't know why.
They spelled it with an I.
Oh, jeez, I'm playing it. I never could remember where the C was. That's what they said a lot, too.
Toya. Oh, it's you two.
Chief Gant! He put that paper he was reading in his desk.
So, righto. Have you been swimming lately?
Don't change the subject, you were looking at porn, weren't you?
No.
No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately.
I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement.
Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence?
2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. Where you going? See that big picture on the wall over there? Someone needs to get their framing right. There's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me.
So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
We took it to commemorate our work together.
Something's not right with this picture. Can't quite seem to put my finger on it, though.
Yep, no touching.
You won't let me touch it.
But I want to put my finger on it. You got a picture. It's something, right?
Yeah, I just took it off his wall.
I'll just keep this for later.
Anyway, I like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm gonna lock up here, so, let's go out together.
Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it?
That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore.
All the same, we'd still like to have a look around.
Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now, hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend.
Looks like we got caught.
At least he didn't have a taser. It seems that case isn't over with yet, after all.
What do you mean?
Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he didn't want us looking around in there.
You mean like a clue?
You gotta find the right paw print. That's the second clue.
Whoa.
There's gotta be a way we can get inside the chief's office.
We gotta scale the building. We just climb up from the bushes onto the thing up here, and then we just go from window to window. It'll be easy.
Yeah. Easy.
Easy. Yeah.
Yeah, you lead the way. I'll catch up, probably.
Okay, if I fall and I die, it's your fault.
Well, don't put that on me just yet.
Let's see. Oh man, what was his voice? Let's see.
What are you up to?
Thanks, pal.
Detective Gumshoe, are you supposed to be in a meeting?
I'm just taking a break. I can't now. You ruined me. I can't do Gant and Gumshoe. I hope they don't talk to each other. With the thunderbolt, I mean, just taking a breather. My feet hurt.
From sitting so long?
Actually, from serving everybody coffee.
Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop.
Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth?
Edgeworth? No, why do you ask?
He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battle's between you two in court.
That sounds serious.
Is it because of what my sister said?
That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yummy.
Yikes! Cheats bomb.
Yummy.
Let's talk about it.
Why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she?
You're bad at defending your clients.
Regardless, a prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there's been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor keeps him safe from those who don't like him. But now with this...
Are there really so many people who hate him?
In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know for making enemies.
Hey, Dick.
You can go ahead and do it if you want.
Yeah, I guess I'll be... Hey, Dick! Keep up the good work!
Yes, sir! That's a funny name they give me.
Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat!
Yes, sir!
You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick?
Yes, sir!
Seems like you don't have any problems with enemies.
Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Nice.
Oh, I thought you were worried about the police officer.
No. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing.
He seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything?
The only evidence Dark left behind was during his final attack.
His final attack? You mean...
When he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl.
Me.
That's funny.
Seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl.
That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all.
Well, what was it?
Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forgot. Look, it's all written somewhere in there, okay?
His powers of recollection never fail to impress.
The press.
Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory. But let's talk about our crime first.
Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman.
A businessman? What made him take to serial killing?
Someone stole his Lucky Charms. One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car.
With this car? So it was an accident?
An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal.
Animorphs.
Animal?
He killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed a lady, and then he walked in, and then he killed him too, and then he killed another guy, a jogger, and well, it was just like a combo kill. It was a killing spree. It was great.
It got played the game so fast. Seems he was a pretty careless animal.
Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence somehow.
Cool story, bro. So he turned himself in.
Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. Remember, girl? Do you remember that? The crime we was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. It was a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. Right, kid? Why are you turning white?
That last witness, aka Emma.
Oh, jeez. You want a knife? We have a knife for you. This one!
Knife.
Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What could drive Chief Prosecutor Sky to do such a thing?
Oh.
I mean, of course she didn't do it. You know, whatever. It's Edgeworth. I mean, someone who hates Edgeworth.
It's Edgeworth.
How about
Sounds
this
like
knife?
someone needs their pay, Doc.
Never liked that guy. He always forges evidence. About this.
Hey, it's that.
It has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of.
What are you doing with that? Ever since the case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker.
On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, that suddenly disappeared from the locker. And was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler.
That's it! Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me, stabbed me right in the back.
Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again!
I forgot.
This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it?
I forgot. I mean, that's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus, it had his fingerprints on it, too.
But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right?
That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at this knife, you'll see it's broken.
No way.
You don't have to take a good look to notice that.
Yeah! Well, anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in.
Where was it?
The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body.
Whoa.
It was found deep inside the stab wound.
Did it match Dark's knife?
You bet! Down to the last fiber.
That's pretty, conclusive.
Hey, let's add it to the thing. He died because the knife in his lung or something. Yeah. Oh boy, yeah, it belonged to Joe.
Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know.
Okay, I believe you. Can I ask you one more thing?
No. What is it? If it's money, you should ask Chief Gant. I'm broke.
It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered.
The chief's out now and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay.
Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door, hint hint.
What? Really? Wow, you guys are bad at security.
Yeah, that's a really bad idea.
But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust.
What?
Simply put, I'd be a can.
What?
Oh.
Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. I'm already making less than minimum.
How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's.
That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died.
Oh.
So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office.
You gotta kill him, Mr. Wright. It's the only way.
You know what, Emma? You're right. Let's do this.
I wonder if something we could show him that would make him change his mind.
Like a knife!
I don't know if we have anything.
The Blue Badger.
Yeah.
We'll butter him up, tell him it's his greatest work.
What if we get some steak? Let's go get some the steak.
Okay.
No.
There's no mistake. How could you do this?
We're looking for some steak. Does Mr. Edgeworth have some?
I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet.
There he is! Looks like he's writing something. Is that a suicide note?
Says nobody. What are you doing here?
He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. What you drawing there?
Is that a hentai?
Well, it's not for you. Whatever it is. Which it's not.
Tough day in court. Oh. Need a little something to take the edge off.
A little bit. I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me?
Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you.
That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings.
So, what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. I've hentai to draw.
We could use that to bribe Gumshoe.
Gumshoe? Gumshoe? There's no excuse for what I've done.
No kidding.
There's no excuse for that one.
2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I can do can erase that fact.
But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that the evidence was falsified.
The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. I'd be one of you people. The police department's error is my error. My responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same, no matter what excuses I might have.
Mr. Edgeworth.
I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it all come to this?
Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up.
Let's talk about tomorrow.
Are you up for the trial tomorrow?
Vodka.
I'll sleep between now and then, thank you. First last year's trial, and now this one. Seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves.
But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Coward.
Watch me! Watch me, Bach. Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on.
That was a pretty deep cut.
Thanks. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this.
What do you mean?
The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long.
It's only half as long as most lists. That is odd.
After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became the prosecutor for that case.
Period.
I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do to Colin. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty! Exclamation. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time.
Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time, didn't we?
That picture, ellipses. Something seems strange about it, ellipses.
Good one.
Close parentheses.
Well, let's talk about the day of the crime.
Could you tell us again about what happened that day?
Of the
Question
crime.
mark.
Is that oh, it is.
The day Detective Goodman was murdered, semicolon. You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, exclamation point, right?
Is
Pound
that a question
symbol?
for you? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one.
Because you were awarded this that we stole.
Yeah, you did steal that.
He's
Those
happy
are-
about it.
Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department.
You finished up at the office?
Yes, just odds and ends, clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day.
You finished drawing the hentai?
Yeah, I'm working on it. That is, until I was asked to take something back.
Take something back? Did you call someone a name?
Bach. This.
Oh yeah! Chief Gann asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? What a weirdo.
Yeah. Yes. It was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office.
That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to?
That's right. You points at.
Yes, I am right.
Correct.
And you're right.
Wow.
Also, you're correct.
And I'm a Bach, apparently.
Baka.
Oh, shucks. Can I be in your next drawing? I mean, what?
Wait a few years. You're too young.
Underage. This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office.
Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy.
Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me.
Yes.
It's your hair. It's not parted evenly.
Mine?
Yeah.
Rude. Okay. Sorry.
She never makes comments about my hair, though.
There's no hope for you, Mr. Wright.
Oh no.
The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours.
Yes, you're right. No, you're not right.
No, I thought
Right.
you just pointed. Wait.
Look, my pointy finger is a little rusty. Yeah. I remember now.
Remember what?
That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design.
A story? Go tell me.
Not just a story, a visual novel.
Whoa.
Sounds interesting. Would you mind playing through it for us?
Oh boy, you got a few weekends?
Yeah?
It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on.
That's a dumb award, but tell us more.
Hold it dumb. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard this story?
Yeah, doesn't it go me Chinese, me play joke?
No.
Right, you are so uncultured.
Yeah, oh, sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it though? For Emma's sake.
Baka.
He's the baka here, I'm sorry. I apologize. Very well.
Whoa, custom art.
Long ago, in the kingdom of Chu, there was an
Gesundheit.
arms merchant. Baka! You two can just leave!
That's no story for you. Get out.
One day, he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon.
Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other.
Very perceptive. But again, you've fallen into my trap! I did forge the evidence!
Oh no.
Oh no.
But then again, you've heard the story before, right? That's right. Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus, the Chinese word for contradiction was born.
Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolize...
Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items.
I really didn't realize there was a sword in that the whole time. I thought it was
kind
just
of-
a shield.
Well,
I thought it was just a bunch of sticks.
won't you be surprised when you look at my trophy? The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. But it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion. even if it results in something as ugly as this.
Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today.
That's funny.
Rude.
That's cringe.
Oh.
If that's so, then why were you only given a shield?
I knew it!
See, you were right to remember that. It's okay. You'll have to ask Chief Yant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished.
He said people kept killing each other with them. Chief Gant.
He moved to halberd for some reason.
Did you know that he's got a Ganondorf-style pipe organ in his office?
No way. That's why I can't sleep at night.
So as you climb up the police station, the organ music gets a little louder.
Yep. Da, da, da.
Yes, I believe Officer Gant is in his office. You may go.
Hey, excuse me. I don't know. It's me!
It is you! You got a lot to say this time.
I don't like saying words anymore.
Oh.
Would either you care for a quarter pound of roast beef?
You've been smoking?
Cheese ball.
I'm depressed.
Oh.
Miss Star. I guess she's out of lunches.
You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk.
What?
That's you! Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago.
No, we need to go back to the cow thing.
Would you rather I said it in the other voice?
You're like the first person who was curious enough to suck a cow's nipple for milk.
I give up lawyering. I resign. Everyone in the trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't all be attributed to mere coincidence.
Aren't you forgetting something? You know, that little scene I happened to witness?
The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife.
No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten.
Miss Star's hatred towards Lana and roast beef.
Get it? She's like a cow I'm roasting.
You sucked that nipple for the milk.
Now you're sucking her for your defense trial.
You didn't turn in your paperwork, Wazowski.
That's it, I'm drinking luminol. It all dates back to 2 years ago. The first time somebody sucked a cow's nipple.
It's weird, we only just came out with milk, huh?
This stuff's great. You gotta try this, guys.
Really? Come on, there's 4 of them.
We can all share. Oh no.
Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not forget soon.
Soon forget.
No, forget you.
Oh.
We trailed him for half
Trialed.
a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy.
Gravy.
Poor old Jake Marshall, though, must have been going through hell. Literally.
No. I said steamed gravy.
I see.
You mean because of his brother's death?
They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed.
He sucked a cow's nipple.
The fiend.
He was insistent on becoming a cowboy.
That's what he meant.
That's
Yeah.
where the name comes from.
Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate.
Her? The cow?
Weird. And I am talking about Lana Sky too, isn't this a great
You just called my sister a cow.
roast beef?
No!
The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course they were led by that legendary duo.
Third time.
Lana and Chief Gant.
We've seen enough of that.
But what about after?
That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out.
You mean with the forging of the evidence?
Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret.
But you don't have proof anything illegal was done.
I'm proof enough of what happened.
You're circumstantial.
You're a cow!
No!
After that case, all of us, save Goodman, were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Sky transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor.
Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor.
Nothing's quite as simple as it appears.
And clean. Huh?
Lana Sky was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter.
She was being used?
But let's talk about the duo first.
Damon Gant and Lana Sky, that duo?
Damon, yes.
Just Damon.
Yeah.
Alright, well, Gant, he led the investigation with Lana second in command, not you care about her. They were the best.
They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they?
Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal.
His magnetism?
It means he couldn't get hit by a ground type.
Is that right? That makes
Oh.
sense. By that, I mean his ability to attract evidence. He'd produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled.
Incredible evidence? You mean...
Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him, though.
I take it she's talking about forged evidence.
Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her.
Oh, really?
Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake.
Mr. Marshall?
When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating.
Miss Star.
That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that?
Refrigerator.
That makes sense. You're revealing a lot.
Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she?
Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence.
Chief?
That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control.
The world.
Yeah, and then no one could stand in his way.
Except for Link.
Link. The prosecutor's office.
What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred?
If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along.
But how could he control Lana?
I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same.
She must have been the first to suck a cow's nipple for milk.
She was the cream of the crop.
Oh!
It's only logical to conclude. There must have been a reason for her change.
At last. I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess.
Rude.
Nice.
Thank you, Miss Star.
Anytime. You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been.
Great. Did you give us food? No. Could we get some food?
No.
Can we have like a steak?
We gotta bribe a guy to get into somewhere.
A steak yummy enough that a detective would compromise his morals?
I
Yeah.
already gave you one.
I don't remember.
We need
Oh.
another one.
You gave it away like trash, and I'm upset.
It's not even in a box. Throws away.
You said it was cold, and I'm mad.
We're back at the police station. We're gonna have to bribe him the old-fashioned way.
Oh, you're back. I can't
Oh, my
think of-
back!
Oh, God.
You're still here?
I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files, and turning into a regular DJ.
You're a DJ as well?
If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey.
Oh, that DJ. That's not as cool.
I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no.
What are you talking about?
Oh, we already broke in.
I'm not letting you in to the chief officer. Period. It'd be my neck on the line.
That office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there.
There's gotta be something we can do to make this detective change his mind.
Let's put him in sleep mode.
Reset the power switch. What's, you want this?
Let me share a little evidence with you as a detective. If you don't have a clue, keep your trap shut.
I'll, keep that in mind.
Jeez.
I don't have anything to bribe you with. Let's go right back and ask for some food, please. Hi, can we have some food?
No.
Oh,
Just a little bit of food.
just a little bit. You want this?
I've already given you your rations today, you pipsqueak.
But I'm still hungry.
I don't have anything else to tell you.
I'm
Just getting
cranky.
The only thing I can give you now is a poppy seed rice set.
Talk about cheap.
Eat this, and maybe you'll be able to tell black from white in court tomorrow.
But what if they're a
Racist.
penguin?
Shoot, I don't know, man. I never was good at that stuff.
Come on. Oh, we don't even get the Poppy Rice thing like she promised. Maybe Mr. Whatever his Edgeworth. Edgeworth knows something, right? Give us food. We're hungry.
What?
Look at your thing. Look, it used to have a thing. Maybe that's important.
Oh.
You know, it wouldn't hurt if you put this up somewhere, like on a shelf.
That has no meaning for me anymore.
It makes a good throw pillow.
I can sleep on it, and I don't hurt at all.
Now that they removed the sword.
Yeah.
I'm so soulless, it just feels like a pillow.
Oh,
I'm so hard-headed. Get out.
huh?
What do you mean anymore?
That's who I was last year. What good is it to dwell on the past?
He's asking me. No, he's
No.
asking you.
He's asking me?
Why can't he just accept it gracefully? Actually, something's been troubling me about this shield. Look! Do you notice something different?
Different?
Yeah, don't you remember the other shield in the core record?
I guess I'd better present this other shield.
You don't have to.
Sounds like an important thing we should have done already.
I feel like we've done this already.
Yeah, you might have. I have opened the guide. There is one thing you need to do in here that doesn't involve talking to him directly.
Oh, let's see what you got there. Oh,
Yeah.
I wonder what he was writing before.
I'll distract him and you grab the cheese. Come on,
cheese
Mr.
ball.
Wright. Let's take a look.
Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there.
Just distract him. I'll check it out. Contraband.
Hey Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground!
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Wait, really? Hold on. First, let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet.
He didn't even look.
I don't want to trip over her.
What? Letter of
If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says, letter of resignation.
Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean...
I'm tired, Wright. I feel as if something inside me has died.
But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it was your fault.
I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either.
Uh-oh. I think he's serious.
What? That's impossible.
I'm never serious, right?
Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something.
This letter of resignation. I wonder if I can use it for anything.
We give it to the lady for food and then we bribe the detective with it. It's the only option.
But Edgeworth, what about the second game?
Second game? Oh, sign me up! They say where there's smoke, there's fire.
And if you pinch pennies, they pinch back.
What?
Ouch. Apparently I was so caught up in the smoke, I lost sight of the truth.
Edgeworth.
The others are right. I have no right to serve as a prosecutor.
But I'm your right.
You are my right, you little paw chump.
But Mr. Edgeworth, you were only doing your job.
I've always made my own decisions about what I can or cannot do. That hasn't changed. forgiving myself is something I cannot do.
Uh-oh, I think he's serious. Again.
Mr. Wright, please, you gotta do something.
This letter of resignation, I wonder if I can use it for anything.
No.
Let's go residate for him so he doesn't have to do it.
You're gonna lose your job, you know.
I put a curse on you, and if you resign, there will be an earthquake. Haha.
What? You got me! Ah!
It worked!
I'll be
Look
the
at
hot air
this.
balloon, and I'll turn it in at the same time.
If you don't let us in the office, we're gonna make him resignate.
What's this crumpled up piece of paper? I can't read. No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious!
Is he ever not serious?
I can't believe they pushed him this far!
Mr. Edward really feels responsible.
When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him.
Detective.
That's it! I've made up my mind.
But
Here, take my ID card. You're legally a gumshoe now.
Cool! Bye!
Wow, this is useless.
We can't do that. If someone found out... Wink.
they wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report.
Look at me. I'm no secret. I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated.
What?
So at least let me do this for Mr. Edgeworth's sake.
Alright, detective. Thank you.
I'm gonna die.
You took his ID. You're now Dick Gumshoe.
Now I'm a dick.
Wow. Detective Gumshoe isn't very photogenic, is he?
Whatever you do, just don't say that to his face.
I'm standing right here, pal.
Just shut up.
Okay.
Look, his eyes are half shut.
Yeah, and his mouth is half open.
Hey, each of his shirt buttons is off a notch.
He's got the narrow end of his tie in front.
None of it is true.
And that stupid tie.
Oh, but it looks good on you, Gumshoe.
Oh,
this-
yuck! This picture looks just like you, Gumshoe.
Oh.
But at the very least, they blurred out his details so they didn't dox him.
That's good.
I think this goes beyond being a photogenic issue.
Oh, they're so rude to him.
Hey,
like this
pal!
every day.
You're the best.
Thanks for giving us your ID card so we could get into unaccessed areas. You're ugly, by the way. Bye! Welcome to the chief's office. We're gonna go in and do some naughty things.
Chief Prosecutor Gannon.
Here we go, Mr. White. Click at the beep of the...
I'm in.
There's probably lasers around, so you better be careful where you go. We're in.
Smoke a cigarette.
If anyone finds us now...
Detective Gumshoe's a goner.
What?
If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Ah! Go!
Now it's just you in here, right?
Yep. Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
I didn't even know you could slap a ghost.
Ah, Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that?
I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too.
If you're here, then what's the point in giving us your ID card?
Gumshoe's ID crushed and rendered unusable in pocket.
Hey, don't do that to my ID card.
Why?
You look even better now.
I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now.
You really do want to get fired, don't you?
Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
We're doomed.
We just leave.
You know what? This was a bad idea. Let's leave.
Let's go talk to Edgeworth.
Wait, no.
That desk on the other side of the room. Was that your sister's?
I don't have a sister.
Well,
Yeah, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On the
he
date.
just like he's just like talking, looking at Gumshoe, and then he just mechanically turns around.
Right, Emma?
Yeah, on that day 2 years ago.
Is anyone using it now?
Hello, you forgot about me. I was over there. No, sir, that is entirely Chief Gant's office now.
And you stopped looking at me.
I'm important, pal. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene.
That's a strange reason to leave it there.
He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time.
I see.
So ever since Lana left, no one ever touches the desk?
No one except Chief Gant and the cleaning lady who's in here each morning.
Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any remaining any clues remaining.
Let's talk to no one about Chief Gant. Oh!
He's over there!
I move so fast.
He's splitting into multiple gumshoes!
Oh no!
Really might be a ghost in here.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it?
Why do you ask?
You don't think? Nah, you wouldn't be. No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Now then, let's look around a bit more.
Hey, hold on! Not so fast, buddy!
Huh? What is it?
When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to stop bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that.
Sorry? This guy's starting to get on my nerves.
Oh no!
So what's bothering you?
Nothing much. What about you?
You're leaving, Emma?
You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you?
What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? I'm a sheep and I need answers.
Kinda sus. Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet.
There you go, ignoring me again. Huh?
Gotta keep it dramatic for the audience.
Don't want to toxic their mind with our thoughts. Let's examine. No. Examine the
It's gonna be
organ.
a big moment when Phoenix professes his love for Gant in the middle of court.
Oh my gosh.
The chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally we hear him playing in from the criminal affairs department.
That's on the 2nd floor, and this is the 15th floor of an entirely different building.
He really is Ganon. When the detective screws up, the chief calls him to his office and makes him listen to the organ for hours.
What's so bad about that? Music soothes the soul.
After that, the detective can't hear anything for days except for the ringing in their ears.
So it's an instrument of punishment. Literally.
He plays Baby Shark on loop.
He slams the detectives' heads into the keys.
Oh no.
But aren't the chief's ears affected?
He never listens to anyone anyway.
That's beside the point.
This doesn't count. Whatever this
That's
is.
not an organ.
I guess not. Let's take a look at the desk.
Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk.
Speaking of that, when we were here earlier,
Oh, it's you two.
Chief Gant! He put that paper he was reading in the desk.
He's an artist too.
Now that I think about it, it looks suspiciously like Edgeworth's handwriting. I wonder what he was reading.
This looks like a list of evidence.
A list of evidence?
In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though.
Hey, look, it's the case name.
Huh? SL9 incident? I wonder what this is doing here.
Hold on, detective. What did you just say?
I said, I wonder what this is doing here.
No, about evidence lists. Normally they're twice as long.
I said, I wonder what this is doing here. That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence.
Half-sized list of evidence.
The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long.
What would the other half of the list be doing here?
I knew it. The chief must have been hiding something about that case.
It would appear so.
Oh boy, we got half of the evidence or something.
Oh, we can look at it again.
Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk.
We found this inside the drawer. A list of evidence from the SL9 incident.
Mr. Edgeworth had the other half of the list.
What would this list be doing here? We'd better look a little more into this list.
Let's take a look at the safe.
This is a safe, isn't it?
Safe? The word is ripe with intrigue.
Okay, if you say so.
It looks like you save your game if you hit it. Like a code needs to be entered in the panel to open it. Would you like to save now? Do not touch a memory card.
You have to input the right password if you want to save.
Ooh.
7-digit number. I think I just might know what it is.
Do you know what it is?
I have a hunch.
Sorry to hear it. Oh, I know. You wanna try my birthday dates?
I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. Yep, that's what I was gonna say.
Wow.
Yay!
Wow.
Bingo. I'm in.
What number did you enter?
Whose birthday was that, pal?
7777777. The final ID card number on that record.
What? How'd you know?
The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day.
You mean 777777777? That ID number?
That's right, 7.
Ah!
I think you're 7 shy this time.
Shucks.
You're 1 shy 7. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number.
Say, anyone care to look inside?
But what about this thing?
He's gonna stab you if you look inside.
That's the iron knuckle on the way to the fight with Ganon.
Oh my goodness.
This is the real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons.
Sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitations.
First the pipe organ, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room?
What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes.
You don't have any taxes to pay.
Shh! Be careful for what you say. Who knows? The chief may be hiding in this armor as we speak.
I don't think he'd fit in there.
Even if he could, he'd never be able to get back out.
Cut it out, you guys. You don't know how scary that guy can be.
Floor.
Whenever he locks up for the night, he puts the suit of armor outside to guard his door.
There we go. Johnny, keep a look at the place while I go to bed.
This mark looks like some kind of flower.
What is? It's designed after the insignia on the prosecutor's badge.
Prosecutor's badge.
It's this cool badge you get for being a prosecutor. Much better than any other badge a different kind of defender would get.
That's my
That's
boy.
That sounds completely stupid, Gumshoe.
Yeah, like that one hanging from your collar.
What? They have badges too?
And they're actually made of gold, not this weird painted thing you have on your chest. The design's supposed to portray the severity of this punishment system.
Now that you mention it, it does look all pointy and kind of painful.
But Mr. Edgeworth never wears a badge.
He's too classy.
That's because he's a sharp dresser. A badge like that wouldn't go too well with his outfit.
That's my boy.
So sharp dressers don't need to wear badges? Guess what that makes you, Mr. Wright?
I guess everyone just kind of lets it slide.
I don't see how that's supposed to signify severe punishment.
The punishment is having to look at it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, look at my badge.
Oh! This was taken on the day 2 years ago.
The day Joe Dark ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma.
Look, there's the statue.
And nothing else of consequence happened that day.
After receiving his reward trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here. Then went along with Chief Kent to question Dark. I bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later.
Gee, you think?
Desk.
This was Lana's desk. It sure is tidy.
Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner.
There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here?
No. Chief Kent must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff legends are made of.
Does he keep it in memory of her? Or in memory of the crime? These shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left shelf.
Hey, this is when Lana and I went to the theme park. Oh, it was a sad theme park.
Look at that giant window. Makes you want to crash through it and jump outside and die.
This is the 15th floor.
Even better.
So yeah, that'll be the trick.
I know, I was just saying.
Saying what? You wanna die?
Ever since making detective, I've always dreamed about doing something like that.
Note to self, Detective Gumshoe sure has a lot of dreams about suicide.
As long as he doesn't go crashing through that window. When he gets fired.
Don't say that!
Nice.
I mean, that would be the perfect time.
Right? I guess we'll look at this window.
You can see pretty far from 15 stories up. If you were to drop that suit of armor from here.
At first, the chief wanted to use stained glass with his window.
Really? Why didn't he?
They say he changed his mind because he wouldn't be able to see the view.
Oh,
Stained glass or not, it's a huge window.
Of opportunities.
They said he couldn't have stained glass because it was too much like Ganondorf.
Nintendo might sue us. Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? I could use it.
look, it's a...
A shard from a broken cup.
This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before?
There's something else in here, too.
What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth.
Luminol. This is a handprint, isn't it?
Hey, is that someone wearing a shirt like that once? You think Chief made up the design?
I don't know.
Oh, well, it was just a thought, Baka.
Is that it? This is all that was in the safe?
Apparently so. It's empty now.
Like my soul.
A piece of cloth with a handprint on it, and a broken shard from a cup.
They look like pieces of evidence.
Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here.
Great, now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident?
Come on, there's gotta be something we can show the detective.
Let's run for it. Let's run for it.
Let's show them the Carfax.
Did we take it? Oh, he got us. Wait, we were allowed to take this, but not the other stuff? Okay.
gotta show him the thing.
Do you want the Carfax? I got the Carfax.
Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar?
I remember when the three of us put this back together. Those were the days.
It's kind of early to be nostalgic.
A day is nostalgic enough for me.
Wasn't this a jar of a piece of evidence for that case?
That's right. One of the shards had an SL9 incident sticker on it.
Doesn't this ring any bells? You know that fragment we just found?
You mean this one that was in the safe?
Yeah, that's the one that was in the safe.
Wait a minute. Wait a second. No, there's nothing. Wait! Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits.
Leave them be. We don't need to solve this case. Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this.
Nice.
Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do.
Mr. Wright, here's some glue. I've been sniffing it all day.
That makes entirely too much sense. If I can piece this together again, it'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes.
Okay, this one's tough. Oh, I can't do it. It's not working, guys.
Oh no.
It's over.
Oh gosh, it was wrong the whole time. Whoa! There, it fits like a charm. After a few attempts. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident.
What?
Hey guys, get a load of this.
What is it?
That piece you just attached. It's different from the others.
There's a reddish line on it.
A reddish line. That's ketchup! Anybody got any fries?
I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe?
Hot dog, you finished it. Now we gotta show what? The cloth? Let's get the thing out.
Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this.
Hey, I know what this is. So you want to take some fingerprints?
That's a great idea, Detective.
All right, go to town, sheesh.
What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that?
Go ahead, take my fingerprint.
Oh. It's not your fingerprints we want to take, Baka.
Oh.
Ah!
He's so upset about it. Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, I mean, the one with the handprint on it, right? Jeez, where's your sense of humor?
Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check for points. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away.
What are you, my mom? I don't have to be told a million times.
Do it!
Phoenix reacted like a real gamer right there. Alright, let's get this over with.
I hope you're after the prince I'm after. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun 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 dun.
Whew.
I give it my best shot.
That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it?
But it doesn't look like we'll get a clearer result from this print.
Okay, let's try a different finger then.
Ah, the middle finger, of course.
Yep. Mr. Gant's favorite finger. He shows me on the way into his office every day.
I'm very familiar with it.
That's a sign of a good chief.
That not enough. What more do you need?
I guess it's tops and bottoms more, I think.
There we go.
Yay.
Is it no?
It's not
Is it
Gant.
no? Is it? It's me!
It's you.
It's me! I put my hand there.
What were you doing in here, Emma?
Nothing. I'm just a 14-year-old Buck.
It says 16.
You're 16.
At the time, shut up, Buck.
You're not wrong.
No, how can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here?
Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? You gotta tell me right now.
Huh? Oh, it seems the prints are too old for this dainty little girl-shaped handprint. They aren't clear enough to get a match.
Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be dark prints.
Psst. Hey, you. Over here. Want to buy something?
What? Want to buy some ramen?
What's going on here? Why are the kids' prints doing inside the chief's safe?
Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now.
Here, maybe you should hold on to this.
Oh boy, she was sweaty or something, I don't know.
Well, was I of any help?
No second gumshoe. Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence.
Nah, that's not very kind, is it?
Juana.
In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right? You in the coat. Chief Gant!
We didn't think you'd be back so soon.
Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in science. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Funniest thing I've ever seen. Just then, I thought of a certain detective.
I put it on Reddit.
Do you mean me, sir? Well then, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask you all to leave.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Oh, you and the goat. Me, sir? Rough off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore.
But, sir.
Now get out. Yes, sir!
Game! We'll be on our way to then. Da 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 da.
Wait. You, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet.
Me, sir?
I'd like a word with you.
She's underage, whatever you're thinking.
But, sir, I'm not a licensed.
You with the spiky hair. You're free to go.
Mr. Wright!
Oh, bye.
Bad end.
Well, I've got no problems with leaving you here. Bye!
Look, pal, if I told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you?
I thought you said you didn't care if you were fired.
Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it.
Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture.
In his desk?
But why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time?
Anyway, I'm listening. Are you listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later,
I said
pal.
I'm gonna try to smooch the Chief.
You just like watch in the upstairs window, just.
After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions. So she'll be busy for the rest of the day.
February 24th, Dutch said visit this room. Hey, you gotta say one more thing.
I see. Is that what you wanted? That was the one more thing?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm glad I could help. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning.
It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here.
But I've already told you all I can.
What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing.
Got her.
Wow. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman.
You know, I think I've finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words.
Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous.
Oh.
Oh.
It seems Edgeworth was right. I mean, you're right.
Wait, what?
No. I think you've got your lawyers mixed up. Edgeworth.
Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe.
Edgeworth called me thick. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story.
Okay.
Can we leave? Oh.
Need to hear what Lana has to say, then I can finish up the investigation.
Dang.
Weird.
Gotcha.
Wow, they finally locked us in.
Oh.
I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual.
What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say?
She's me.
That wasn't a no.
Shut up. So you think I'm protecting this person?
Me.
You're not here, shut up.
Are you supposed to be getting a face full of Doria over with Gant?
I escaped.
Oh no. Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. And it's not Emma. No one's afraid of her.
Carry on then.
If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence.
for argument's sake, Mr. Wright, whom may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly so frightened of. What is this person's name?
Dick Gumshoe.
You're right!
Person whom you fear is this.
To be honest, there's someone a bit scarier.
Impossible.
Who would that be?
Why, you, of course.
Me?
Yes, you seriously believe what you're saying, don't you? Now that's scary.
I
You seem to have the makings of a criminal in you, what with all your fallacious accusations. Care to spend tonight in the cell next to mine?
Ooh, second base.
Now that's a scary thought.
That's one scary thought.
Let's go. Yeah, whatever. I'll do it right this time, I promise.
They're having this conversation, and then Phoenix like turns the picture over, and he's like, "Oh, I had the wrong one."
Oops.
Well, Miss Sky,
I guess he's a little scared of you.
it's like Patrick.
Calm down,
Mr.
son.
Wright.
It's just a drawing.
We're gonna show you again. You tell us if you've seen this man before.
Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor.
Prior chief prosecutor.
Shut up. Do not forget your place, or what your place was, I don't know.
I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans.
Do it.
My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know?
Diamond.
We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective.
Assuming he's respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes?
His crimes.
Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence.
Of course, these are serious offenses.
Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned?
Chief Gant?
Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was...
Me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation.
Yes, you, but also one other. Damon Gant.
If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words.
You'll need a sword.
Get out!
Sorry.
Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. Also, show me a sword if you have one.
Oh, dang it. We don't have a sword, do we?
All we have is a broken knife.
Oh, man.
It's like the beginning of Dark Souls.
Here you go.
Don't have a
Whoops.
good weapon. I just found this in a safe in the chief's office.
Easiest passcode in the world.
This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him?
Touché, Mr. Wright.
Touchy.
You're not
look-
here.
I really need you to not be here right now. It's important.
Sorry.
It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder.
What if Emma was just like she had a cup pressed against the door? It was just like listening into the conversation. Why not?
Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate.
In the murder of Detective Goodman.
Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day.
I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. Who's this? I don't know.
It sounds familiar, but I don't know.
You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car.
Did I do a good enough impression for you?
Yeah, that was spot on.
Damn good.
Just as I suspected. You are good at voice acting. Despite what everyone believes. Despite your directions. You were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman.
Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body.
The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife?
No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. Shows you, stabs you. I was ordered to do that too, sorry.
How'd you do that? Through the glass?
I'm forceful.
Okay. The knife from SL9 incident. Serial killer Joe Dark's knife.
I couldn't just leave that knife in him. So I took it out and stabbed him with another knife.
That would be Edgeworth's knife?
That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand.
And that's the reason for the bandage on your right hand?
This one? No. Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in.
Miss Starr, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly?
Duh.
It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago.
Because it was so dark?
A little bit.
Oh.
It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible.
So you hid Dark's knife?
The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that.
So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it. In Edgeworth's exhaust pipe.
Right. Then I called my sister to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler.
You asked Emma?
Big mistake.
I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this.
That would explain why Emma is so confident. About Lana's incident in an innocence.
I'm so confident she did it.
I didn't know.
Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day.
A bad feeling?
The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall.
There you go.
To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him?
The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least, I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own.
Oh, you mean...
Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands.
He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence.
He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared.
So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room?
Yeah,
That was dumb.
What an idiot.
I was pathetic.
Pathetic.
I'm afraid that's all I can tell you.
But Lana...
But Lana.
You've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator.
They're the same
Thanks,
thing.
I only do one of those legally.
Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow.
No.
How dare.
Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons.
More like Lana's Damon. Hey!
Where's...
Okay, I'll go back to jail. I'm sorry.
I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer.
That guy.
In the middle.
He was the murderer.
He took the halberd out of the shield! Ah!
It makes all my sense.
Except for the fact that he was dead.
He came back for revenge, okay?
Yeah, well, that's what it was. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago.
If Gumshoe can have a ghost, anybody can.
It's true. To be continued. Only a couple more trials left.
I mean, it's a single trial. Yeah.
It's true, but it's gonna be a multi-part. You just know it, baby.
No?
Yeah, you do. Final
Wrong.
day. Trial former.
Uh-uh.
Yeah,
That's wrong.
you're
That's
gonna
not
have
true.
to-
Yeah, well, stay
We're gonna have to
tuned.
talk to somebody, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh wait, but what about Damon Gant?" And then they're like, "We'll have to call him in." And it'll be like, "He's on the run."
And it turns into a police game where you gotta chase him down.
Something about attacking a small girl,
Oh.
Oh. True, though.
and then it'll be like, "To be continued."
It's not over yet.